Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I'm Peter Gross, co-host of the original Wild Kingdom with Marlin, Perkins, and Jim Fowler. When Wild Kingdom debuted in the early 1960s, handling and training animals to perform were common in many zoos. But today, animals serve as wildlife ambassadors to educate rather than to just entertain. These ambassadors have been hurt in the wild and would not have survived without human interaction. Trained professionals bottle feed and foster the animals back to health, and the animals become imprinted on their human caregivers. Wild Kingdom showed generations of people the majesty of our animal ambassadors and helped us care about them. When you care about something, you become committed to saving it. And that's how we all succeed in the Wild Kingdom. So sit back and relax and enjoy Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Hello. Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. WK's book is called Giants of Dadanawa, the story of an adventure I had on the Dadanawa Ranch in the wild interior of Guyana. Here, on the northern tip of South America, the ranch is the largest in the world, and it covers all kinds of terrain: mountains, dense forest, open savanna land, and winding rivers. This wide variety of terrain harbors many species of wildlife. And here you will find the giants, the largest animals of their kind in South America. No one is more expert on Dadanawa giants than ranch manager Stan Brock.
Probably the best known of the giants of the Dadanawa Ranch is this fellow, El Tigre, or jaguar, largest of the South American cats. The giant anteater roams the savanna in search of termite nests. The giant armadillo is another Dadanawa resident. And so is the tapir, largest wild land mammal in South America. He makes his home along the riverbanks. Also living here, the largest snake, not only in South America, but in the world.
That's the one giant I most wanted to see, the dreaded anaconda, with recorded lengths of more than 37 feet. Stan is associated with McGill University and the Royal Ontario Museum, conducting research on the animals of this area. So I joined him in a research expedition searching for the largest of the giants of Dadanawa. Our search carried us into the open savanna lands at the base of the Kanaku Mountains. Riding alone before breakfast one morning, I spot our first objective, a giant anteater. We're looking for one over 8 feet in length, and this female looks big. She's carrying her young on her back. Junior gets down occasionally, but he may continue to ride piggyback for as long as 9 months. Back at our base camp, I'm eager to share my discovery with Stan. The breakfast beef is already cooking on the open fire as I tell him about the big female anteater I sighted. She's not far from here, and I'm certain she's close to the size we're after. Stan wants to take a look. Our meat needs to broil a while longer anyway, and Mengeti can look after it. He and Fanyaway are vaqueros on Dadanawa Ranch. Stan has one fear. In capturing the female, we may injure her youngster. I agree, but there might be a male in the area. They occasionally travel in pairs. We decide to catch up with her. Like all Dadanawa vaqueros, Stan rides barefoot. Breakfast will just have to wait for our first Dadanawa giant. The female has disappeared, but just before we turn back, a large male lopes into view. Even jaguars give these fellows right of way. They're vicious infighters with enormously muscled front legs.
The only way to capture him is with the lasso. There's no other way to avoid his slashing claws. That bobbing snout of his makes a difficult target. The roaring sound he makes is produced by blowing air down his long snout. This is the dangerous part. His escape is cut off. He'll realize it before long. His claws can tear open a jaguar with one blow. They could make short work of me. Those lunges are deadly. I can't afford a misstep.
We've got to get his front legs tied off before he connects with one of those charges. He's amazingly quick. Even with your eye on his claws, you barely have time to react. Look at those claws, a full 6 inches long and needle sharp. The lasso keeps him off balance. His thick neck muscles prevent the rope from choking him. That does it. Now one foot's in the lasso. What a fighter! He's down. Quick with the lasso. His front paws are tied. Now for the rear. They're not dangerous, but getting to them won't be easy. With Stan pulling his tail, we have him stretched between us.
I think we've got him now. If I can just tighten the lasso. The rear paws are harmless. All the danger is up front. I'll have to bind his legs securely before we can handle him. That's got the back. Now for the front. He seems worn out, and so are we. The tape measure will give the final verdict. He looks awfully big. We'll soon have the answer. 60 inches and more to go. From nose to tip of tail, he measures 7 feet 2 inches.
He's 10 inches short of the mark. 8 feet is our target for a study of these giants. However, we'll check the weight just for the record. He's a heavyweight, all right. He weighs in at over 100 pounds. We record the anteater's size and weight and the catch area. But since he's not large enough for further study, we'll turn him loose and continue our search for the largest of these giants. But those claws demand as much care now as when we caught him. After we cut him loose, we'll have to move fast if he decides to charge. The anteater returns to his savanna home, and we return to our search for the largest of the giants of Dadanawa. Although we searched the savanna for many days, we never found a giant anteater of the size we wanted. So we turned our attention to the largest South American land mammal, the tapir. We had spotted some along the banks of the Paraquara River. The rainy season has flooded the shore. Riding to the area where the tapirs were sighted, Stan sees a blaze of yellow just ahead on an island formed by the swollen river. A stranded ocelot. Perhaps we can move him to safety.
The first problem is getting him out of that tree. I can't lasso him up there, too many branches. I'll try and snare him. With my rope propped in the end of the stick, maybe I can work the loop over him. But he's got other ideas. He's got a good grip on the stick. He'd better hang on to the branch too. He almost lost his perch. These little cats are surprisingly strong, quite capable of killing a small calf or deer. I can't slip the noose past those flashing front legs. Perhaps I can get a better opening on this side. Look at the speed of those paws. Handsome as the ocelot is, he can be a savage little creature. He makes up in fight what he lacks in size. Maybe I can drop it down on him if I move slowly. Careful now. I've got him. It's around his neck. I've got to keep the line taut or he'll slip the noose. The only safe way to handle this cat is to put it in the sack. Marlin's torn a hole in one corner, and we'll try to pull the cat in. I'll get him from the rear to keep him from springing onto Marlin, and I'll have to use the handle nature has provided. We've got him between us. But now we'll have to work the sack up around him. We're getting him. There goes the head. His rear paws are still dangerous. He's in. Now to tie the sack securely. We'll find a dry spot to leave him. He'll be safe here until we can carry him back across the river. This is the area where we sighted tapir earlier. They are still here. Jaguars take a fearful toll of these relatives of the rhinoceros, but tapir are still quite plentiful along these rivers. That prehensile nose comes in handy when he feeds. There's another one. He's wading along the flooded bank where we placed a net under the water. We'd better check it.
Our net seems undisturbed, but we've placed it in a good spot. A narrow, shallow channel the tapirs use to move between deeper pools. There's good cover on both banks. Now all we have to do is wait. The nylon net seems very conspicuous looking down on it, but a swimming tapir isn't likely to notice it from water level. They have extremely poor eyesight, but their sense of hearing and smell are excellent. They continually sniff the air for danger and communicate with one another in shrill whistles. They're superb swimmers. Where'd it go? Ah, there it is. It's a large one, judging from the size of the head. It's getting very close. Those sharp ears will pick up any sound. we've got to be perfectly still. Now! It's a big female. The footing is treacherous. The bottom's covered with slippery rocks. She's breaking loose. We'll have to get a line on her. The main thing is to avoid the teeth and hoofs. Harmless looking as tapirs are, they can give a severe bite, and those hoofs are extremely sharp. This is the heaviest of all the giants, and she really knows how to throw her weight around. We've got to tie those legs to control her. She's strong, and in the water, she's almost impossible to handle. Now if the ropes just hold, we've got her. She's big, all right. We'll measure her up on the bank. If she's large enough, we'll keep her for more careful observation and continue our search for another giant of the Dadanawa. After we captured the tapir on the Paraguara, we continued our search of the rivers and pools of the ranch, looking for the giant I most wanted to see. Our search ended unexpectedly on a trail we had often traveled. As we approach a pond not far from our camp, there it is, an anaconda, largest snake in the world, more feared by the local Indians than any other South American giant. It's fully capable of killing and swallowing animals as large as an adult human being. He must have seen us or felt the vibration as we approached. Look at the size of him. He looks to be at least 25 feet long. This could be trouble. He's moved into the water. Anacondas are at home here and extremely dangerous. If we wade in after him, he may strike one of us.
We'll have to try the lasso. It's the only way now. He's ducked under. I'll have to keep him in sight and try again. Looks good. Got him. He coils immediately, reacting to the rope. He has tremendous strength, and he uses it to literally squeeze the life out of his victims.
We've got to get hold of him. I just hope it isn't deep water out there. We'll have to work our way out to him. Our first target is the head. The bite of an anaconda is very painful. Got him, but I'll have to hold on tight. He has over 100 teeth, and if he bites you, you'll never pull free. He keeps pulling us off a ledge into deep water. One of us alone wouldn't stand a chance against this snake. Its coils are searching for something solid. He's got a tremendous advantage in the water, maneuvering with ease. We can't move fast enough to avoid him. The greatest danger now is in drowning or suffocation. When he wraps his coils around you, he can completely cut off your breathing.
His great strength seems multiplied in water. What a tremendously effective fighter he is, always on the offensive. He's got Marlin.
The anaconda exerts fantastic pressure. And its weight keeps you constantly off balance. I've got to pull the coils off, and I'll need Stan's help. We've worked him away from the deep water. Now to get the coils off. He doesn't crush bone, but he'll keep squeezing till breath and circulation are completely gone. That pressure is tremendous.
None too soon. Those coils were tiring Marlin, and neither of us have much fight left. But I think the snake's tiring too. Maybe we can bag him now. First blood drawn, and on my own knife.
This snake is enormous. He must weigh over 200 pounds. We'd better get him in before he catches his second wind. Now to put the head in and avoid those teeth. We've got him, the most feared of all the Dadanawa giants, the anaconda, captured in water on his own home ground. Pretty good story, huh? After we had measured, weighed, and observed the giants of the Dadanawa that Stan and I had captured, we released them unharmed to continue their life in the savannas and forests of the ranch. We hunted not with guns, but with ropes and nets. Our object was not destruction, but the preservation of these unusual and beautiful animals through an increased understanding of them. The giants of Dadanawa are part of the precious, irreplaceable heritage that is ours in all the animals that inhabit the wild kingdom.
Like what you saw? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more exclusive content. And visit our website at wildkingdom.com.